going to start off this hour with Nolan in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Hi, Nolan. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
This is my problem. In 2008, I lost like $20,000 in my 401k. I got about $145,000, and I put in the safety fund. I'm getting 1%. And listening to you, it sounds like I need to move it back in. And I just want to know how and what would be the best way to move my 401k back in.
Yeah. So you moved it out at the bottom?
I did.
So you have the world's worst timing, huh?
I hear you talk about jumping off the cliff and nobody holding my hand. Well, that's what I did.
Yeah. Okay. Ouch. Yeah, that's because otherwise you wouldn't have lost the money. You would have made it back many times over since then. And so you've been out since the bottom of the Dow at 6,300, and now it's at 20-something thousand.
Right. I read books like Larry Bates and David Jeremiah saying the economy was going to collapse and all that, so I was real nervous about all this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the safety account you would have put it into would have, if the economy collapsed, would have collapsed too. So that was the misnomer, I guess. Ouch.
So I got $144,000 sitting on the sideline, and I also got like $170,000 cash sitting in bank.
Yeah, and how old are you?
54.
Okay. So if we made a list of companies that sounded like this, and we said, okay, Home Depot, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Apple, Exxon, and we made a list of companies that sounded like that you've heard of the names, that are big, huge companies, right? We made a list of those, and we said, all right, as a group, we know that one or two of them will go down, and we may even completely collapse during that time. General Motors, Ford, I mean, we'd put all these kinds of people in this list, right? Alcoa, aluminum, whatever, right? And if we said, all right, we know some of those companies will go broke over the next 20 years by the time you're in your 70s. But as a group, do you believe that group of companies will go up in value over the next 20 years or down in value?
They should go up.
Okay. And I agree with that. And actually the data supports your supposition that, there's 0 20-year periods in the stock market's history that didn't make money. All of them have gone up. Any possible 20 consecutive years you could pull data on have gone up in value. For that matter, almost 98% probably of the 10-year periods have gone up in value. In the 90 percentile, 5-year periods have gone up in value. And so if you understand that, then you go, well, I'm buying a home in a neighborhood that is a solid neighborhood, good trees. It's the good end of town, so to speak, right? And I asked myself, if real estate gets really soft and some people on the street get foreclosed on, am I going to panic with that house and sell it? Or am I going to stay in that house for 5 or 10 years because I know that's a quote, unquote, good neighborhood? Because you don't get a guarantee on your house either, right?
No, sir.
So that's how I think about the stock market. I think about it when I'm buying good mutual funds across all those big companies, long term, over a long period of time, like decades, then am I safe if I ride out the storms? It does come and go. It goes down and it goes up, and the news reports scary stuff every day. I mean, there's something to be scared about every single day, and if you don't think so, just watch the news. I mean, there's things we should all just be panicked about at all times. Watch the news, They tell us every bad thing that can happen out there, and sometimes the stock market goes down because of some of those things, but I just count on it over the long term. I'm in a good neighborhood, and it's going up in value. The good neighborhood is 90 to 200 of America's best and brightest companies as a group over 20 years are going to make money. And that keeps me from panicking and jumping out when it goes down like it did in 2008.
Okay.
And if you can get there with your intellect and with your emotions both, then that tells us you should move this money into some good growth stock mutual funds. Now, the $170 you've got in cash, you may want to buy a piece of paid-for real estate with that. You might rather own a rental house. I don't know. I like real estate. I've got a bunch of real estate. And if you want to buy a rental house with some of that $170 in cash, that'd be fine. But pay cash for it and buy it in a neighborhood that you think is going to go up in value, because you don't get a guarantee. And be willing to be a landlord that's firm about collecting your rents and fair about keeping the house up and maintaining it and that kind of stuff. You've done a good job. I mean, you got $300,000. You're not a broke guy. That's pretty impressive, dude, really, especially considering you kind of sucked since 2008 at this whole game. So, but yeah, I mean, if I'm you, I'm moving my 401k back into mutual funds. That's where mine are. And I've got it spread across growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. And, that's the whole thing. And so, that's what I would do, and that's my reason for doing it. But again, I'm not making my decisions based on the emotions of the nightly newscaster. If the people on the nightly news on NBC or Fox or CNN or ABC or CBS make your investment decisions for you, you're screwed. You're never going to make good decisions. They'll keep you scared your whole life. It's what they do. It's their goal, and they're really good at it. So no, but yeah, I think I'd move that 401k into mutual funds, and I'd move that 170 that direction, or I would move it into some paid for real estate that you pay cash for. And folks, that's what I do personally. Now, there's a difference in this financial show and maybe a few others. I don't know what other people do. I only know what I do. And I do not give you advice that I don't follow personally. I personally only have term life insurance. I have never leased a car, nor will I ever lease a car. I have been stupid enough to finance a car back in my youth, and I haven't had a car payment in decades. I don't owe a dime of debt anywhere, and I don't have a credit card, and I haven't in decades. I do the stuff we talk about. My wife Sharon has one of my daughter Rachel's fancy envelope systems in her purse. She uses the envelope system, and I take home a check, and she cashes it and puts it in cash still to this day, and we're multimillionaires. I live the stuff that I teach. My 401k is invested exactly like we're talking about. I don't have any side secret rich people deals that aren't good enough for the little man. If I tell you to do it, it's stuff I'm doing. So if it's wrong, I'm screwed too, people. So that's it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.